in the quaint city of Savannah, Georgia.
Colonial Park Cemetery is 2 of the most haunted acres in the city.
There are far creepier parts to Savannah, and our next local is going to share some of his insider knowledge with us.
Hey gang, this is Shannon Scott, Ghost Host with the Most, and up next, I'm taking you to Colonial Park Cemetery, Sandbox of the Dead. I'm going to show you where the kids go to play. I came to Savannah 18 years ago to attend the Savannah College of Art and Design, but I really, truly feel like Savannah asked me to be a voice for its stories.
Since 1995, Shannon has been telling the stories of Savannah and guiding visitors through its haunted past. Tonight, he meets up with his unsuspecting friend Kevin, another local to Savannah, but a new visitor to one of Savannah's most frightening landmarks.
Let's go. When I walk into Colonial Park Cemetery, what I am most struck by is the fact that I know that it's full of mass graves. I know that there are 700 headstones and there are 11,000 bodies beneath them. When people think hangings, they think 100, 200 years ago, but the last public executions on this tree were in the early 20th century, 1911 in fact.
Do you think that anybody that ever was hung here is still around here haunting?
One can make the argument, hey, the living wouldn't take them, the dead won't take them, the afterlife won't accept them. So yeah, they're kind of like an earthbounder.
Right.
You know, they're wandering on an in-between world. I want to share a unique story that happened with me some time ago, and it happened right here with this bench.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
I was giving a private tour to a couple from Havana, Cuba. And as I was standing here, the husband lights up a cigarette. He says, "Who is the man in blue?" And I thought maybe he was referencing like a Civil War soldier.
Right.
So I said, "Well, do you maybe mean the man in gray?" And his wife, whom he had not spoken to, she shakes her and she says, "No, the man in blue." And they tell me to look behind me. As I turn back, hovering behind me, arms stretched out, was a luminescent, bluish apparition. It dissipated within a few moments. And I mean, a wave of shivers came over me.
Right.
And I was like, wow, I didn't know I could really experience this, but there I had done it, you know. It's one thing to talk about it on a tour, another thing to have it happen while you're telling a story. Voodoo is another side of the cemetery. There's one other unseen element, a favorite element of mine that I want to share with you. And it's about the stuff that we bury the dead with, the dirt itself. Ritualistic voodoo has been practiced here since the place was opened up.
Not recently.
Oh yeah, all the time. The dirt is the key component. Have you ever heard the expression, you're going to goof somebody?
Yeah.
Well, it comes from an old word called goofa. The trickle down in the English language is goofer. But the idea is that you would take the dirt and make a concoction as a priest or priest. And you would mix in other things like crushed up palmetto bugs, snake skin, sulfur powder, anvil dust. And to goof somebody is literally to put a hex on them, to vex them, to hurt them, to injure, and cause injury. Because a very famous voodoo priestess came here and imbued this place with her power. And even though she died a long time ago, it's believed that you can come here because she touched the place. And if you use the goofer dirt, you can, for good or for evil, bank on success with your ritual. And it's important if you're going to take goofer dirt and you want to protect yourself, you want to leave a copper penny behind on that grave. That's so the bad spirits won't come on you when you're making your own concoction, your own recipe for
like
whomever you're trying
the ferryman?
Yeah, exactly.
Man, you were just freaking me out.
Hey gang, when you're in haunted Savannah, check out these other great ghostly sites. Pirate House. Legend has it that Captain Flynn of Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island died there screaming for rum. It first opened as an inn for seafarers in 1753, and the seamen can still be heard drinking grog and spinning tales of exotic high seas adventures.